Welcome back everybody. We are on the third and deciding map on Arena Stand, and this time ToD, following ElakeDuck's lead, has decided to go for a horrible color as well. This time it's ToD in dark green and ElakeDuck in brown. Wrong colors. Yeah, of course they had that on Secret Valley already as well, but who cares. Altar first for ToD again, and a very early lumber mill for ToD again, so he still trusts in his initial opening even after not doing so well on Secret Valley. And ElakeDuck is going for altar, burrow and barracks for the third time in a row as well. So barracks is gonna be next for ToD probably, and with another farm he can close the base here if he wants to, or here. So yeah, altar's about to finish, not much else to say. And we'll see if ElakeDuck is once again going to go for a play style, fighting style if you want to call it that, which very much relies on hero focus, because I feel like ToD could prepare a little bit better for that with potions, of course, with invul potions as well, which he used I think one on the previous map in total, and maybe even with adept upgrade for his sorceresses to cast invisibility, which of course against mass raiders it's not gonna do too much, but if ElakeDuck starts with wind riders again, then that should definitely be a great help as well. So this time burrow and shop before the attack. Of course he's not gonna have the healing of the fountains on Arena Stand, and it looks like this time the Blade Master is going to be very passive in the beginning. Starts with, okay, only creeping the Apprentice Wizard, so not going straight for the Renegade Wizard camp at the bottom of his base. AM out as well, and he's gonna go for the Goblin Lab though. Other than that, again a tower by ToD for the third time in a row, which of course he needs if he keeps the base open, which he also does, at least so far. Ring of Protection for the AM. Blade Master also continues creeping with the Renegade Wizard. Got the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength, and let's see what he's gonna get here. Ring of Protection, okay. So no real boost for either of the players, which I guess is better for ToD in this case, and he's gonna get, what's he gonna get? Cloak of Shadows. Tech wise, ToD slightly ahead, so this time we're seeing that early lumber mill finally paying off, as ElakeDuck went for the latest tech possible, basically getting both the burrows and the Voodoo Lodge before his tech. 2 water elementals out for ToD right now, third one even casted, and he's gonna go for the next big creep camp. And as the Blade Master is just heading across the map right now, ToD is probably gonna get this entire creep camp crept, which is gonna put him very close to level 3. Usually he'd need this one as well, but I guess the Blade Master will be there by then. So he's not gonna be quite level 3, but he'll be really close. So maybe this time he wants to have the stronger water elementals earlier on against wind riders that are probably going to be played by ElakeDuck again. Boots have gone to the AM, so the Blade Master is gonna have a pretty hard time keeping up with the AM. If he starts running, Critical Strike takes down the water elemental. Meantime, tech's halfway done only. But the Blade Master is doing a decent job so far, distracting the AM from getting the level 3. Now he's turning around the grunts. Where are the grunts? They're here, so they're somewhat close as well. And ToD doesn't dare creeping here, so mind game's working so far for ElakeDuck, who apparently gets ToD believing that he's nearby. Yeah, ToD still doesn't dare creeping here. Grunts are gonna start creeping as well, but the AM hiding down here is going to get another one of the small green camps. Third grunt is out, I think, for ElakeDuck. No, it's the fourth one already. 3 grunts here. ToD now being joined by his footman. Soon he's gonna reach the level 3 a lot sooner this time, just before he hits tier 2, I'm assuming. And the footmen, are they gonna head towards the tavern? It looks like that's gonna be the case, so maybe Beastmaster again for ToD. He would have the resources. He's gonna finish his tech just now. What are you doing? Yeah, there's the Beastmaster. So this time the timing should be a lot better for him to get aggressive. Blademaster, of course, sees the army of ToD, 4 footmen plus the heroes heading towards his main base, so he knows what's gonna happen. Shadowhunter coming. Let's see if he's gonna get the 2 beastries in production. Nevertheless, it looks like that's exactly what he's gonna be doing, and the Blademaster at least winning a couple of seconds so far against the humans. The humans army, and again double Arcane Sanctum for ToD. Of course, not at all surprising, and this time he's gonna go. I was just about to say he's gonna go into the back of his opponent's base, maybe getting distracted a little bit too much by the lone Blademaster. Again, the Beastmaster is gonna be the first target. Shadowhunter is gonna be out in maybe 5-6 seconds, so the focus on the Beastmaster will probably pay out again, and he's even getting stuck on the forest here. So he's gonna fall, but not after casting another Quill Beast. Blademaster is not quite gonna reach level 3 because the Shadowhunter spawns just before the Beastmaster dies. And the AM is gonna be the next target, but still no boots for ElakeDuck. He's got a speed score. He's gonna have, again, 3 more hexes, and that should definitely be enough to force the town portal of this AM. He's using the speed score right now. And not blocking too well, but still it is enough for ToD to town portal away. Of course, he's not gonna want to risk losing the level 3 AM because of being too greedy and waiting too long with the town portal, especially since he doesn't have a single priest out yet to heal.
The flows of magic.
Score of regeneration board, clarity board. Beastmaster's back out again, and ToD seems to be a little bit afraid of a Blademaster heading across the map to deal more damage to the AM, but that wasn't the case. Blademaster accompanies his second hero in his creeping endeavors, therefore getting level 3. And since only 2 grunts are out for ElakeDuck, as it appears, the damage output, of course, of the Shadowhunter is rather low. Push, I'd say, for ToD still went well. I mean, he cancelled one of the beastries. He lowered the number of grunts, and in return he lost his Beastmaster and he had to town portal. But still, his tech advantage is in place right now with the first casters out against one. How many Wind Riders are there? 2 Wind Riders, I think, out at the moment. And there's the tower push by ToD. ElakeDuck immediately repairing. He is getting a couple of Wind Riders. I mean, with those, of course, he can quickly poke out and attack the towers. But back then, keep in mind that the repair rate was still stronger. But if the peasants aren't in place, then of course the towers are still gonna fall. ElakeDuck with level 3 and 2 below his own base. At the moment, only 1 guard tower coming. 4 Wind Riders are out. And let's see if ToD's gonna be able to hold too well here. Peons coming out now as well. And what's he gonna go for? It looks like the Beastmaster might be the target again, and that's exactly the case. Beastmaster is getting the first backstab, the first hits by the Blademaster. Blademaster is being slowed, of course. The Shadowhunter is the target of the human, by the way. Healing Wave going onto the Blademaster. There is still plenty of mana for Hex, so this Beastmaster is definitely gonna fall. And ElakeDuck is making the Wind Riders work so far. AM has to pull back. Of course, there are no towers coming in the meantime, so it's not like the clock is really ticking for the Orc player at the moment. He's going for the AM next. There still is a bit of Hex to work with, but the Shadowhunter will be in trouble as well. Blademaster doesn't have a speed scroll, neither does the Shadowhunter, so he's gonna have to spend his mana using a heal wave this time, and that's exactly what he's doing in order to keep his hero alive. Now Slow has run out, the Sorceress doesn't have any more mana, Shadowhunter has to walk away. There is another Hex available for him, so the AM is gonna have to outrun that, and he's gonna be able to do so because there are no boots on the Shadowhunter. Peons have to fall back. The Wind Riders, I think he didn't lose a single one. He may have lost 1, but that was still definitely worth it. He won a lot of time here. Does have 1 more heal salve on the Where did he have that heals off? On the Blade Master. Denying his own grunt there. Now there's a bit of mana on the Sox again, both of the heroes being slowed. The first Wind Rider is gonna fall. Heatwave coming in a bit too late. Wind Rider is pulling back to the base. Beastmaster is back. Shadowhunter has to fall back. 2 more towers coming here. A new grunt is being produced. Wormlet is coming just now, so he's gonna be able to produce counter towers or demolitions eventually, but not for a little while longer. So he's gonna have to hold on here, maybe try and cancel those towers once more, which apparently he's gonna be able to do extremely easily with that number of Wind Riders. Basically 1 volley is enough here. AM has to be careful, of course. There is no TP on him, and Hex goes on him, Speed Scroll goes on him, Sorceress doesn't have Initiate, Speed Scroll is about to run out, but Windwalk is enough. Level 3 AM is going down. In return another Wind Rider has fallen. The Shadowhunter will die as well, apparently. Town Portal was not passed because the Blade Master was slowed. And therefore both of the players losing a pretty crucial unit here. But the lack of the AM, the lack of the water medals, because the last one is going to run out just now, might give ElakeDuck a little bit of time to poke with his Wind Riders here and kill a couple of the sorceresses, which of course are very crucial units. Of course the lack of Brilliance Aura is also really going to hurt the human. And the Beastmaster is not going to fall for now, because another slow hits the Blade Master. He has only the 1 Windwalk remaining, and the Hawk sees him coming in right now, so the Beastmaster knows he's got to keep running. Wow, very tensed situation at the moment. Blade Master heading back towards his base. Again, the towers are coming. There are 3 Wind Riders alive, I think, but neither of them is anywhere close to full hit points. This one is the strongest. At the same time, of course, there's only the Beastmaster, which is close to level 3 already. Only the Beastmaster, which is close to level 3 already, and the Blade Master, who's level 4 already on the field. But the AM is such a huge loss for ToD. Just quickly check. Yeah, as you can see, all the sorceresses are more or less low on mana. One of them has 70, the other ones all have like 30, 40. So some slow going onto the Wind Riders and onto the Blade Master. And the Beastmaster is again just able to survive. Maybe he should just use the Windwalk and kill the Beastmaster. Shadowhunter finally back, another heatwave going onto the Wind Riders, and maybe this is going to be enough for ElakeDuck to push ToD back, at least for now, because the AM is still not with the army, and 1 sorceress after another is going down. The entire air army is being slowed though, so at least he might be able to run away here without losing too many units. But just as I say, the Blade Master starts critting like crazy, taking down 2 more sorceresses. The next Footman is going to fall as well, because even without Boots of Speed, the Blade Master is going to be able to chase that one down rather easily. AM is back right now. Beastmaster, of course, again has survived, but still the push has been repelled. Still a tower here sitting in front of ElakeDuck's main base. And he's going for more Wind Riders, and he wants... Does he want to get aggressive here without a Speed Scroll? Quite risky, but then again the numbers for ToD are not really there. Another Water Metal spawned. Again the Beastmaster is the target, but the Blade Master realizes he's low HP. He's gotta pull back here. Slow runs out, and therefore he's gonna survive rather safely. And ToD doesn't have a single tower in his base. 1 Arcane Tower, of course, but no Guard Tower. And therefore, the 5 Wind Riders, the 7 Wind Riders that are gonna fly above his forest, are going to pin him down entirely for a little while. At the same time, Blade Master 4, Shadowhunter 3, and he's gonna add the Spirit Lodge, so... yeah, he probably feels like with those Wind Riders he's gonna be able to win a lot of time. ToD, again, like on Secret Valley, not showing the patience. I mean, he can't really afford showing the patience. He's keeping the summons in his base though, but you know, against this number of Wind Riders, he's still gonna get the kill on one of them, maybe. Reveal? Ah, he doesn't have anything at the Goblin Laboratory, therefore no reveal available for him. So level 3 for the Beastmaster finally. And the worst item maybe he could have found there, which is the Scourge Bone Chimes. And ToD has added the first Dragonhawk Rider once again, second one coming as well. This time he's gonna have to be really passive though if he wants to gather a number that is somewhat sufficient and that's not gonna be sniped out immediately by, you know, the remaining Wind Riders that aren't being shackled. Because of course piercing damage against the light armor of the Dragonhawk Riders is doing such a huge ton of damage. As you'll probably see right now. He doesn't really dare going for it. For some reason, I feel like he could have done that. He's got a new speed scroll, so I feel like could have been a bit more aggressive here. Still, ToD getting the first 2 of the Wind Riders killed. Little victory for him. AM level 4 finally. So hero level wise, he caught up supply wise as well. Okay, Shamans will be added by ElakeDuck, so we're not gonna see Spirit Walkers here apparently. ToD just continues creeping 3 Dragonhawk Riders on the field right now, and slowly, you know, slowly but surely he's getting there apparently. Still under 50 supply, so is ElakeDuck. And it looks like he's just hold that thought for a moment. No, he's not creeping. He expected to creep check his opponent here, but ToD on the other side of the map is getting another creep camp for free. Beastmaster's gonna be level 4 soon as well. I mean, okay, the level 2 Hawk isn't gonna be doing too much if ElakeDuck puts some emphasis on sniping it out. Scroll of the Beast, pretty great item for him, since it's gonna boost his entire damage output, and therefore the nuke is gonna get a lot stronger, of course for a limited amount of time, and Town Portal is gonna have to be used, I'm assuming. Or is he gonna run back for Stroll Berserker bot as well? Yeah, he's just taking it slowly here. AM getting to the Goblin Merchant, buying a heat scroll. Again, no invul potion, surprisingly enough. And yeah, first Shaman has come out, Spirit Lodge has gone down, and Town Portal has occurred. ToD's Mercenary gets sniped out here immediately by the Blade Master, and Tangle and Snares going onto the Dragonhawk Riders first. Shackles have gone onto the Wind Riders, didn't do too much though. Blade Master has taken some damage. Now the Beast Scroll has been used. First Wind Riders have gone down. All of the Dragonhawk Riders except for one have gone down already as well. The Blade Master level 5. The Raiders not really ensnaring anything. He should really support his Blade Master here with the 4 Raiders he's got available. Next Wind Rider is going down. He keeps the focus on the Beastmaster, now just switching away to one of the Sorceresses. One more Wind Rider remaining, only at the same time 2 Dragonhawk Riders still, so the air fight has gone to ToD, but at the same time a lot of kills have gone to the Orcs, so a huge XP boost for him in this fight. Hex goes onto the AM, and the Beastmaster is getting ensnared and is probably gonna fall. There is a depth, but no invisibility casted onto that Beastmaster, therefore he's going down. Blade Master 5.5, ToD, yeah, still looking okay. Only 2 Sorceresses remaining in the fight though, and those can be sniped out rather easily at the same time. Blade Master is going for the AM again, which is not moving. Okay, now pulling the Town Portal. Another Raider might fall. No, he survives at 5 HP, and ElakeDuck holding this push, losing his Spirit Lodge again though, but so his tech switch is gone again, so he can only rely on Raiders and Wind Riders, whatever he prefers. Blade Master heading across the map. So again, this time he wasn't able to keep the pressure up. I'm assuming he was expecting to creep check here. He didn't want to have both of the players creep. We saw that he was running in here, and then he was, you know, pulling back for a second, and then he probably thought, like, I wasted so much time and opportunity here. I have to creep this now, and otherwise, you know, I'll just have 30 seconds wasted entirely. Whereas if I creep it, at least I've got something done. SH continues to creep. Blade Master, of course, with a level 5. He again has a level 3 Windwalk, which provides him with a huge lot of time and a huge lot of information. Let's see what he's getting here. He scroll. And ToD finally got another invul potion. Beastmaster soon to be back. And yeah, because he wasn't able to keep the pressure up, ToD gathering more and more Dragonhawk Riders, getting rid of the Wind Riders. Of course, the longer the game goes, the easier it is for the strong Water Elementals and the strong Quill Beasts to get the snipes on those Wind Riders. So they have reached their expiration date, as it appears in this game, since both of the Humans heroes are level 4 already, even slowly gonna make their way towards level 5. But then again, Blade Master 5.5 already, and the Shadow Hunter is gonna get the level 5 here as well. He found Wound Bracers and Mantle of Intelligence. guess the rune braces he can sell. I mean, the human casters are not the huge source of damage output, of course. And he reproduced the Spirit Lodge here again. Is getting a couple of Shaman in on the field, which of course, excuse me, which of course are going to be his means of, you know, trying to deal with those super strong summons of the AM and the Beastmaster. And ToD trying to catch up level-wise here right now. Basically still anyone's game, of course. ElakeDuck with so many raiders, so let's just check the items on ToD. No town portal for ToD, 1 invo potion, so he's running quite the risk here, obviously. Then again, no town portal for ElakeDuck as well, who against the slow also runs quite a risk and just puts down the expansion here. So AM is the first target here, and snares not going on him. Surprisingly, invo potion used by both of the heroes, which is pretty decent for ToD, because with that invo potion the Blade Master probably wanted to go for the AM, doesn't get the chance to do so. Now the invo potions have run out. Raiders getting into a great position around the casters, so invisibility casted onto the AM route now. The Dragonhawk Rider is actually doing a pretty good job together with the Water Metal against the Shamans, which of course take extra damage by the piercing damage of all of those units just mentioned. Blade Master now switches onto the Beastmaster, but at the same time ToD has lost the majority of his casters already, because those raiders were in such a great position, and the Hume didn't really get to do too much damage to those. Of course the level 3 heal wave is doing an insane job here for ElakeDuck, who's got 500 mana on his SH and still has mana potion available to him, so he's not gonna run out of heal waves anytime soon. As we saw, again, everything healed up to full HP. AM has to run. Beastmaster already invisible. Can show himself again though. Another 2 sources coming in. Militia are coming in just now. Of course, they are going to do a lot of damage to the raiders. 1 more breaker's going down, and the Blade Master is already making his way towards level 6. It looks like ToD is not going to get the chance to fight against these, to fight with the militia against the raiders, because his opponent is putting back with the speed scroll, at least repositioning the Blade Master. Oh, does have plenty of mana, so if he reaches the level 6 here, he might see a Blade Storm, but then again, now he's using another Windwalk, so apparently not saving up his mana in anticipation for reaching level 6, but nevertheless he's getting the kill on the Beastmaster with plenty of ensnares, and therefore he's probably gonna get this expansion through. The Blade Master has reached level 6. Plenty of raiders are gonna fall right now though, because all of them are rather low. The Shadow Hunter is finally soon to be out of mana. He's gonna have another heal wave or hex. Let's see, the AM is slipping out here, because only 2 raiders are still available to cast and snare. ToD with everything he's got going for those raiders right now. 1 of them remaining. Actually, ElakeDuck only has his 2 heroes and the raider left. The hex going on the AM, and the invisibility is gonna stop once the hex runs out, and therefore he's gonna have to recast invisibility, but there's no mana on the sorceress, so the Blade Master is going for the AM. He's got level 3 Windwalk, keep that in mind, so huge backstep. What's he doing? Is it still gonna be enough? He's got another Windwalk afterwards though, so he should be able to get this AM killed. And that is the case here. Both of the human heroes going down. ToD with plenty of peasants at the expansion of his opponent, but you know, peasants against level 6, 5 orc heroes are probably not going to end up on top. Of course, there are still 2 casters and 2 Dragonhawk Riders remaining as well. Of course, the mains have run out quite a while ago, and therefore ToD with 16 gold is not able to get his heroes back, and it looks like he's going to end up losing this best of 3 unless something completely insane happens, which I'm assuming is not going to be the case. So 2 Dragonhawk Riders remaining. There's still the 1 Raider, so he's going to have enough anti-air to deal with those. Nice click on hero. At least some comment before leaving the game here by ToD, and therefore ElakeDuck takes the game. I mean, ToD going into that fight, of course, it was more or less an all-in once he saw the expansion coming of ElakeDuck. But he went into that fight with 1 heal scroll and 1 invo potion, no heal potion or anything else, and more or less all ElakeDuck did on all 3 maps. Well, that's exaggerating. I mean, he did some decent some decent micro, and of course he played pretty decently, but his main emphasis, let's put it this way, was focusing heroes with his Blade Master. And therefore, if ToD knows that, then maybe he should have invested into more potions and maybe, you know, one fewer caster, one fewer Dragonhawk Rider. I mean, he had like one remaining after the fight in front of ElakeDuck's base, in which he took out all of the Wind Riders. And then it may have ended differently, because it was like super close. It was 2 heroes and 1 raider remaining for ElakeDuck. And yeah, quite an exciting game here. Tower push, which lasted like 5 minutes at least, with fighting back and forth, heroes dying on both sides. Eventually, ElakeDuck being able to push ToD back, just because after that loss of his AM, he was just not able to keep the pressure up anymore, eventually running out of mana on his casters, which is of course critical against the damage output that the Wind Riders provide and the Blade Master. And then afterwards, the game being far from over, of course, some nice fighting, let's just quickly check, 6 hero kills by ElakeDuck. Yeah, of course, his main means to get out on top of these games, and therefore he's winning here. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me hear your opinion about this game and this entire best of 3. ElakeDuck, therefore, at least for now, taking the lead in this group. The second match is going to be Grubby against Naps. So Grubby, of course, under pressure. I mean, Naps as well, but Naps, I guess, didn't enter this tournament with the aim to get into the finals. So the pressure definitely on Grubby in the next game to make something happen, to get his first points in Group C. And yeah, that's what we'll see next. And I'm hoping I'll hear some predictions of you, and I'm hoping you'll press the like button and you'll comment and you'll subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And I'll see you soon. Bye.